to the national seminar held by the Faculty of Psychology, Union Nusantara University, under the theme of the importance of management in playing video games and mental health awareness for millennials. My name is Nurul Awalia. I am the Master of Ceremony for this seminar. Before we proceed to the agendas today, I would like to express our sincere gratitude to Rector of Union Nusantara University, Dr. Zikri Malik, Dean of the Faculty of Psychology, Union Nusantara University, Nur Amalia Rahmah MPSI, and all the participants. In this beautiful moment, I would like to say welcome to Dr. Bahreizi Putra SPKJ from Permata Cibubur Hospital and Mochamad Arfy Mustaqim MPSI from University of Indonesia, who will be speakers at the seminar today. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to deliver several sequences of our agendas. The first, opening. The second, welcoming remarks. At the first agenda, let us open this national seminar by reciting basmalah together.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
The next agenda is welcoming remarks. The speech will be delivered by Nur Amalia Rahmah MPSI as the Dean of the Faculty of Psychology. Time is yours.
Your Excellency, Dr. Malik, Excellencies, colleagues, and friends. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi
Good morning to all. It is such a pleasure to welcome you to the webinar titled The Importance of Management in Playing Video Games and Mental Health Awareness for Millennials. Thank you for spending some of your time to debate your existing yours, compare and share your experiences with all of us. Today's special occasion is also the same day as Mental Health Day this Memorial. It is a perfect opportunity to grow global attention to mental health issues and seek answers and solutions to solve the problems. In many countries, it was only few of them who have survived to mental health issues. Today's special opportunity has World Mental Health Day as well. It is a perfect opportunity to grow global attention to mental health issues and seek answers and solutions to solve the problems. In many countries, it was only few of them who had survived to mental health issues, but since the pandemic has disrupted, the social crises are more difficult to reach due to the economic conditions, and it put more people at greater risk. If humans can experience physical pain, it is also normal for us to experience mental health. Sorry. If humans can experience physical pain, it is also normal for us to experience mental pain. We are created to have physical and mental health. Not only do we have to take care of our physical condition, but it is also essential for us to take care of our mental health. Mental health refers to our state of well-being, which is fundamental for us to be able to work, think, and interact with other people. It is vital to pay attention to our mental health since it can affect our productivity in life. Then a question must come up in our minds. What can cause disturbance in mental health? According to World Health Organization, a lot of things can take a toll on our mental health, especially if we do something. Then a question must come up in our minds. What can cause a disturbance in mental health? According to World Health Organization, a lot of things can take a toll on our mental health, especially if we do something more than what we should. Like saying, excessive things will not end well. It also applies to mental health care. If we do something such as work, study, or even playing games for an excessive amount of time, it will affect our mental health and can cause many illnesses. Since the early 90s, video games have begun to reveal their existence to people's daily life, from the conventional until the modern one. Today, beyond the complexity of COVID-19 pandemic, video games are one of the answers of our society to connect with others since it has been a long journey during the pandemic. However, its condition doesn't imply we have to continue to only focus on video games. Gaming addiction is taking a bigger hit than we thought on our mental condition. Addiction can cause disturbance in our daily activity, which can lead to cause disorder in our mental health. Many children, especially teenagers, spend a lot of time playing games every day without realizing the long-term consequences ahead. And why is it important for us to keep alerting the public to the importance of mental health? Mental health is not only about the absence of mental illness. It is closely related to social, emotional, and well-being of humans. People in general are still unaware of the condition and measurement of mental health. The number of mental health issues such as anxiety, depression, trauma, and other issues has been rising rapidly. If we don't take this seriously, it will affect our next generation, and they eventually will lose their way of leading the world. Therefore, on this special occasion, we are calling each one of you to give yourself a chance to emphasize and remind people that everyone has a role and responsibility in maintaining mental health, and encourage integrated participants from various sectors such as work, environment, education, urban planning, and community development as the most effective way to improve mental health. Because there's no health without mental health. Thank you for your undivided attention. Stay safe and well.
Thanks to Nurul Awalia, Rahmah, and Bahreizi for the speech. Ladies and gentlemen, these are the agendas for the opening ceremony of this seminar. The next session is the keynote session, as well as question and answer session that will be led by Liu Amanah as the moderator. For Liu Amanah, please take your place.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning. My name is Liu Amanah, and I am the moderator of today's seminar. Ladies and gentlemen, before entering the presentation of the material, I would like to greet our presenters today. Our first presenter, Dr. Bahreizi Putra, SPKJ, and our second presenter, Mr. Mochamad Arfy Mustaqim, Embassy. Then, don't forget to also greet the audience who will present at today's seminar. Welcome to the National Seminar held by the Faculty of Psychology, Gemilang Nusantara University, with the topic The Importance of Management in Playing Video Games and Mental Health Awareness for Millennials. Next, I will convey the rules in today's seminar. The first rule, we give each presenter 10 to 15 minutes to make a presentation. The second rule, we will open a question and answer session after the two presenters have finished their presentation. The third rule, participants who want to ask can state your name and to whom the question is addressed. Okay? Now, we will enter the presentation session of the seminar material today. The first material will be delivered by Dr. Bahreizi Putra. Here, I read the curriculum vitae from our first presenter. Name, Dr. Bahreizi Putra, SPKJ. Place and date of birth, Pekalongan, February 29, 1924. Current position, child and adolescent psychiatrist at Permata Hospital, Cibubur. Religion, Islam. Formal education, Bachelor Degree Department of Medicine, Pajajaran University. Psychiatry Study Program, Faculty of Medicine, Pajajaran University. Experience, Lecture of Psychiatry at the Faculty of Medicine, Airlangga University in 2017 to 2019. Seminar speaker on improving mental health of children and adolescents in 2018. As a psychiatry at Permata Hospital Cibubur in 2020 present. That's the curriculum vitae of our first presenter. To Dr. Marshall Bahreizi Gana Putra, time is yours.
Thank you for the moderator. And let me introduce myself again. My name is Marshall Bahreizi Gana Putra. And here I will give you some information about how you should stop playing video games more than 3 hours. A lot of people, especially how to play video games for 1 hour in a whole day. Many people have opinion that playing video games for having fun or just to lose stress. I totally agree about that, but if playing video games until 1 hour, further over 3 hours, it will impact to your mind and your body. The first reason why you should stop playing video games more than video games is because it will drain your mind. When you let your brain think about the game, and this is for an hour, your brain will like amplify to thinking for the other thing. Such as if you have a homework for school, but you decide to play video games, suddenly after you finish your game, you will not have continued your homework. Because your brain is just thinking about your game for hours, and it's like your brain overhead. This is the same as if you are addicted to playing video games. Especially if you are too busy playing video games. Usually you will forget about other activities, or even you will forget the people around you. In playing video games, there must be limits that need to be considered. If too often it can harm the brain and the addiction, what from focus to the work of organization or you now consider addiction to play video game as a mental disorder now as a disorder. It doesn't explain that to play video game more than 9 hours per week, you have experienced gaming disorder. The second reason is that your body needs time to rest after a full day of activities. Once we all definitely move our activities in 1 day, then after finishing the activities, your body will automatically feel tired. Therefore, your body needs time to rest. If you take the time off to play video games, that's fine. However, the problem is that you play video games for long because invariably it will cause your body to feel uncomfortable and your body to feel tired. This can be like to you getting your work done, but adding some more work. That's why you need to be wise to play video games in order to maintain your body health. Okay, the last reason is to have some little activities to do. If you play video games for hours, from it will waste your time. There are a lot of activities that you should do, such as learning, help your mother, or earning time. I think it's better you can do than playing video games outside. What do you get from playing video games? Fun? Much of us get interested in playing video games. Just playing video games for hours and spending for your life, it doesn't. Playing video games or such activity that make you enjoy during the activities or source of dopamine. What is dopamine? Dopamine is a type of neurotransmitter or chemical fluid emitted by the brain. The dopamine plays how we feel pleasure and also like a drug that stimulates your tends to move on from something you want to move on, that tends to stop what you become in playing video game. And I want you to understand one thing. You have to try. You must be smart to be different playing video game to self-talk or playing video game to harm yourself. It is okay if you feel more angry than playing video game. It is alright. Sometimes playing video games is useful activities when you are trying to play well. In comparison, we are not recommended play video games for more than 3 hours of activity because it can affect our heart and can be related to addiction. And then addiction is the state of continuing to play video games excessively. It is better for you to rest your body after doing activities and make good of your life. You can play video games but not excessively, and you must be able to manage the time to play video games so as not to harm yourself. Jadi gimana? I will give it back to moderator, please.
Okay. Sorry, it seems that we will change the question and answer session after one presenter has finished delivering the material. Now that we enter the question and answer session, participants who want to ask can state your name and to whom the question is addressed. Any questions? Yes, please.
Excuse me, my name is Putra. I want to ask you, Dr. Marcel, how much time is recommended to play video games, and how can we be consistent in keeping the time? Thank you.
Yes, please.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Excuse me, my name is Moderator. Now to ask to Dr. Marcel, in addition to making our mind blank, playing video games excessively can lead to addiction. What effort should be made to prevent us from being addicted to playing video games? Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, thanks for the question. I will conclude the question. So the first question is from Nesta. The question is, how much time is recommended to play video games, and how can we be consistent in keeping that time? The second question is from Dina. The question is, what efforts should be made to prevent us from being addicted to playing video games? Okay, please first to Dr. Marcel, you may answer the questions.
Okay, next question everyone. Question from Nesta is, how much time is recommended to play video game, and how can we be consistent in keeping the time? I think I'm recommended just playing in under 3 hours, such as just playing 1 hour or 2 hours no more. Because it is just playing at that time, your body will not tired and your mind too. And also, it will relax your body if you like to play video game. I have advice to keeping consistent to playing video game under 3 hours. You must control yourself to don't be addicted to playing video game, and just keep in your mind that you must not to play video game over 3 hours. Clear? Question number 2, what efforts should be made to prevent us from being addicted to playing video game? Some of the effort that we can do to prevent addiction to playing video games include limiting the time to play video game. Try to make a schedule for playing video game and set a time limit for playing. For example, only 1 hour per day. Having a regular schedule can help you divide your time between playing video game and completing other responsibilities if necessary. You can also create a reminder mark or alarm on your phone so you don't play video game for too long. Second, find a new hobby. You can also try something hobbies apart from playing video games, such as play music, instrument, painting, playing sport, or reading a book. These activities can be used to distract yourself from the phone or computer screen. only good for preventing addiction to playing video games. Physical activity or regular exercise can also keep the body healthy and fit. And last is putting the game device outside the bedroom. To prevent addiction to playing video games, it's a good idea to place device you use for playing, such as a cell phone, computer, or game console outside the bedroom. Thus, you can enhance the playing time because they are not playing device. It is clear, right? Thank you. I give it back to Moderator.
Well, thank you to the presenters who have answered questions from our participants. Furthermore, the second material will be delivered by Mr. Arfy Mustaqim. Here I read the curriculum finding from our second presenter. Name, Arfy Mustaqim, Atensi. Place and date of birth, Pekalongan, June 3, 1994. Current position, Lecturer of Psychology, University of Indonesia. Religion, Islam. Formal education, Bachelor degree in Psychology Study Program at Diponegoro University. Master of Professional Psychology at Airlangga University. Experience, Seminar Speaker on Mental Health for a Better Life in 2016. Seminar Speaker How to Maintain Mental Health in 2017. Lecturer of Psychology at Sunan Kalijaga State Islamic University in 2018 to 2020. Lecturer of Psychology at the University of Indonesia in 2020 present. That's the curriculum finding of our second presenter. To Mr. Arfy Mustaqim, time is yours.
Oke, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Before I start the presentation, I want to introduce myself. My name is Arfy Mustaqim, and my speech today is about mental health. Ladies and gentlemen, mental health issue is actually very important things, but are often underestimated. In fact, mental health is as important as overall body health. One of the most misinformation that is often circulated is mental health problems only affect adults. That's not true at all because mental health disorder can affect anyone. According to Hello.com, mental health disorders are more often experienced by teenagers than adults. This is mostly due to an unhealthy environment and mentality of teenagers who are still unstable and difficult to control. Ladies and gentlemen, according to Health Journal that written by a distinguished faculty from Putra University, that in Indonesia, based on research 2007 data, it is known that the prevalence of mental emotional disorders such as anxiety and depression is 11.6% of the total population. This means there are 1,700,000 people currently experiencing mental and emotional disorder. According to the Global Burden of Illness Report, whose results are witnessed by World Health Organization, there are 6 countries are declared to have highest rates of depression. This survey was conducted from 1990 to 2007. Indonesia is ranked 5th with the highest depression rate. Ladies and gentlemen, why does it happen? What causes it? Number 1, stigma against people with mental health disorder. The stigma or bad value given to people with mental health in Indonesia is obtained through the influence of a bad environment. Labeling, excluding, and stereotypes against people with mental health disorder make people who suffer from mental disorder choose to remain silent or not consultant and expert. As a result, based on data from this research in 2018, 12 million people aged over 15 years experience depression, and 90 million people over 15 years experience mental emotion disorder. Number 2, low understanding of mental health. In Indonesia, information about mental health is still not widely understood by the public. The lack of knowledge about mental health made people a sense of people with mental health disorder is negative. As a result, there's mishandling of mental health disorder. Number 3, mental health in Indonesia is still a taboo subject. The limited understanding and knowledge of mental health in Indonesia cannot be separated from the value of culture and community beliefs. Some people still believe that the cause of mental health comes from supernatural things and superstitions, so that people with mental health disorder consider to be that appear to be spirits. This understanding makes people who need expert assistance to be handled. Not infrequently, people with mental health disorder feel ashamed to be in a society. Number 4, discrimination against people with mental health. Low public awareness often results in discrimination against people with mental health disorder. The form of discrimination can be in form of harsh treatment, humiliation, or bullying. It is not uncommon for people to stay away from people with mental health disorder in their families. Number 5, access to mental health is not even distributed. Access to mental health in Indonesia is still difficult. The government budget for mental health, the capacity of mental health hospitals and psychiatrists in general hospitals still cannot meet needs of the people of Indonesia. In Indonesia, there are 8 provinces do not have mental hospitals and 3 provinces do not have psychiatrists. The Indonesian Ministry of Health predicts that at least 90% of people with mental health disorder do not have access to adequate care. Ladies and gentlemen, then how do we solve this problem? Therefore, from the government through the Ministry of Health, in parallel with the mental immunization program developed by the patriarch and president. Namely, immunizations. The goals from Indonesian human research who are strong, superior, strong immune, the face of very fast development. Then, what are efforts we can do to overcome this problem? The main factor of poor mental health in Indonesia is underestimate and misunderstanding of this issue. As an educated person, of course, we must take the right step regarding this issue. If there are people closest to us who have mental health disorder, we can help them by calming their mind. After that, we can take them to the psychologist or psychiatrist. If there are people closest to us tell us about the problem, don't take it lightly, even though we don't think it's a big problem. Because basically, mental of one person with another is different. Ladies and gentlemen, actually, the solution to mental health disorder is awareness of others, especially those closest to us, by taking care of each other and paying attention with the people who have mental health disorder. I believe the depression will go down and lead to a better direction. Ladies and gentlemen, from this lecture that I have described, I can conclude that mental health is not something that can be used as a joke and underestimated. And on the other hand, mental health is serious problems that we should solve together, as I have said. The solution to this problem is our sensitivity and our concern for others. So, let the saints caring of each other will arise. Maybe that's all for me. I'm sorry if I made a loud mistake, because I'm human too. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you for Mr. Mustaqim for the presentation of the material. Now that we enter the question and answer session, participants who want to ask can state your name and to whom the question is addressed. Any questions? Yes, please.
Excuse me, my name is Arfy. I want to ask to Mr. Arfy, one of the causes of mental disorders is teenager is caused by an unhealthy environment. Then, how to foster a healthy environment among teenagers so that they not experience mental disorders? Thank you.
The next question.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.
My name is Sarah Bunjana. I want to ask to Mr. Arfy, what methods can psychologists or psychiatrists use to treat people with mental health disorders? Thank you.
Okay. The next question.
Excuse me, my name is Moderator. I want to ask Mr. Arfy, as we know that nowadays the social media world is a big hit for people, especially teenagers. Maybe we can say that almost all of people in the world have at least one account in social media. And I heard that there are quite a big number of hate speech in social media that cause people to die. It is true that using social media is most harmful for your mental health, and how we should set boundaries in using it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks for the questions. I will conclude the questions. The first question is from May. The question is how to foster a healthy environment among teenagers so that they do not experience mental disorders. And the second question is from Nafisa. The question is what methods can a psychologist or psychiatrist use to treat people with mental health disorders? And can these methods make someone with mental health disorders return to normal? And the third question is from Adi. The question is it true that using social media is the most harmful for your mental health, and how we should set boundaries in using it? Okay, please, to Mr. Mustaqim, you may answer the question.
Okay. The first question is how to foster a healthy environment among teenagers so that they do not experience mental health disorder. Okay. We all need to know the surrounding of environment has a big influence on everyone's mental health. Then how do we create a positive environment for ourselves? One of the ways that I use is to be selective in choosing friends and when hanging out. I think this is the simplest way to create a nice environment for ourselves, because we can't choose and force people to always say positive things. Therefore, selectively when making friends, we can also choose with whom and with people who have traits like what are suitable and with the same frequency as us, so that we always get positive vibes from that person. Is that clear? Is that clear? The second question is, what method can a psychologist or psychiatrist use to treat people with mental health disorder, and these methods make someone with mental health disorder return to normal? Okay. There are several methods that will be used to treat mental health disorder, including number one, psychotherapy and drug administration. Psychotherapy is talk therapy that provides a safe medium for sufferers to express their feelings and ask for advice. Psychotherapy combined with drug administration is the most effective way to treat mental health disorder. Okay, number two is hospitalization. If the sufferer requires close monitoring of symptoms of ESA is experiencing, then hospitalization is necessary. Number three is support group. The support group consists of people with similar mental health disorder or who are able to control their emotions well. They come together to share experience and guide towards recovery. Okay. Next is brain stimulation. Brain stimulation can be in the form of electroconvulsive therapy, terrestrial magnetic stimulation, experimental treatment, or so-called deep brain stimulation, and they use nerve stimulation. The last one is treatment of substance abuse. This treatment is given to people with mental health disorder caused by substances abuse. This treatment can be done by making a plan for yourself. For example, adjusting adjusting your lifestyle and daily habits. This aims to monitor health, assist the recovery process, and recognize trigger or warning of some illness. Is that clear, sir? Question number three is it true that using social media is the most harmful for your mental health?
Yes.
And how we should set boundaries in using it? Let me ask you a question. Did social media for become a place saying healthy? No. Social media is neither good nor bad. Actually, we use them almost every day to tell stories and communicate with other people around the world. Even we can know the updates about the world from social media. So, to make social media look terrible, the dark side of the people that make harassment towards others. The dark side of people that can cause insecurities, anxiety, depression, and other mental illness. And it's terrible for our mental health. We should also restrict from using too much social media because it can lead to something we call FOMO, fear of missing out. Social media feeds our need for social media validation and causes a feeling of missing of if we are not lonely. Okay? So how should we do when using social media properly? First, recognize problem as you here to learn something about mental health is the first step. Furthermore, it leads to the second step, limiting the time of social media. Ask yourself, Did scrolling Instagram makes you better or worse? How many times do I check Instagram a day? How many times do I check social media in a day? The last setting good behavior when you are taught to share your opinion on social media is all polite or not offense language, and treat people with respect. Social media is just a tool. You yourself that should be determined the good or bad of it. Is that clear? Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you to the Mr. Muhammad Arfy who have answered the question from our participants. Now, I will convey the conclusions of the two materials that has been presented. The conclusion is why you should stop playing video games more than 3 hours, because it will plague your mind and can even create an addiction that will affect mental health. Then, your body is required to rest after doing activities and not wasting time just playing video games. Then, regarding mental health, you have to pay close attention to it, especially for teenagers, whose mentality is still unstable and difficult to control, lest you get depressive. Then, why is Indonesia ranked 5th with the highest depression rate? What causes it? The first causes stigma against people with mental health disorders. The second cause, low understanding of mental health. The third cause, mental health in Indonesia is still a taboo subject. The fourth cause, discrimination against people with mental health disorders. The fifth cause, access to mental health is not evenly distributed. Of course, the government has also made efforts to solve this problem, namely the mental immunization program. In addition, we also play a role in overcoming mental health problems, namely by not underestimating these problems and helping them to get out of these problems. Okay, now I will convey the conclusion of our discussion in this question and answer session. So the conclusion is the recommended time to play video game is under 3 hours. The way we need to stay consistent is you must control yourself to don't be addicted to playing video games and just keep in your mind that you must not to play video games over 3 hours. Then the efforts we can do so that we are not addicted to playing video games are by limiting the time to play the game and find a new hobby and putting the game device outside the bedroom. Then how to foster a healthy environment among teenagers so that they do not experience mental disorders. The way is to be selective in choosing friends and when hanging out. Then some of the methods usually used by psychologists or psychiatrists in treating people with mental health disorders include psychotherapy and drugs administration, hospitalization, support group, brain stimulation, and treatment of substance abuse. These methods can make people with mental health disorders return to normal if done properly. Furthermore, social media is neither good nor bad. What makes social media look terrible is the people who use it. Therefore, we must use social media properly by recognizing the problem, limiting your time using social media, and the last is setting good behavior. Well, that's the conclusion of our discussion at today's seminar. Hopefully the answer from the presenter can be understood well. Ladies and gentlemen, the keynote session of today's seminar has been carried out well. Before I close this session, I would like to say thank you very much to presenters who have taken the time to attend and provide material presentations to all of us. And also thank you very much to the audience who have attended and participated in today's seminar. Hopefully the material that has been presented can be useful and make us move to take better care of our own health. And finally, I'm Liu Amanah as moderator. I say goodbye. Sorry if in guiding the seminar today there are still many shortcomings. Thank you for your attention. Then I return to MC. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thanks to Liu Amanah for leading the keynote session. Ladies and gentlemen, finally, we get the last session is closing. Let us close this ceremony by saying Alhamdulillah together. In closing, I sincerely thanks to Director, Deans, and distinguished guys for your coming and participation in the seminar this morning. We hope this event can be useful for all of you, and I do apologize for my mistake in presenting this event. Thank you very much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam.